Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Yo, You Like That. I am your host, Zarataro, and welcome to the show where I bring on guests of the VTubing variety of all aspects and corners of the internet, and we talk about something they love, something they enjoy, something that is so freaking awesome. If you don't know about it, guess what? You're going to benefit so much. Like, honestly, 100% grand promise, life is improved from this show. So feel free to stick around. We've got an awesome guest with us here today. We got Sirius Hauser. How are you doing?
Good evening. How you doing tonight, my friend? And thank you so much for having me this evening.
I'm doing super well. I hope you are too.
Never better.
Good to hear. Good to hear. For those that are unaware, please introduce yourself.
My name is Sirius Hauser. I am a Pyromancer VTuber who enjoys a little bit of everything when it comes to gaming, and but particularly like Mega Man games, stealth action games, and the stuff we're going to be discussing this evening, as a matter of fact. So yeah.
Yep, we're going to be talking about the Hitman series.
Yeah.
Agent 47. We'll get him confused with the other Hitman series and movies and John Woo and probably tons of media out there. You can't really put a good what's the word when you're trying to a copyright. You can't really put a good copyright on a word like Hitman. I feel
True, unless you're talking about like Hitman's Bodyguard with Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds or something like that.
Yeah, that one. That's another. Well, I am super excited to talk about this Hitman, the series from Eidos. How would you describe it if someone had never heard of it or seen of it before? How would you kind of describe the Hitman games?
Let's see. Well, the Hitman games are pretty much a stealth action game / roguelike game, where your goal is basically to find your target, get through an environment full of guards and civilians without taking anybody else out. You got to sneak in there, take out the bad guy, and get out undetected.
I see. That sounds like quite the endeavor in some cases.
Absolutely, it's quite the challenge, especially if you enjoy or are used to the run and gun style games where you just go through guns blazing. It's a bit of a challenge if you try doing it that way, but
no, my Metal Gear Solid style. As long as they're dead, they didn't see me strategy won't work here.
Pretty much.
Oh man, what was the first Hitman game that you came across? What was your intro to the series?
See, well, the first game I ever saw was I think back in the late '90s, early 2000 with Hitman Codename 47. That was the very first game in the series which came out, and I saw my brother playing it one day. It looked kind of interesting, and I was watching him go through this one mission where he was in this swanky hotel in the middle of Budapest, and the trouble was that there are guards everywhere, there are metal detectors, so if you tried bringing in guns, you would get taken down by the police force in no time at all. And so basically the premise of that one is you had to go in there, take out a guy, and get rid of a bomb that he brought into the hotel with him.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a pretty complicated affair. But the experience was a bit mixed, though, because when I tried playing it, because it's nothing like what it is now. It was a rather clunky third-person shooter-style game where Eidos and IO Interactive were just throwing whatever at the wall to see what would stick. They referenced a whole lot of John Woo movies and stuff like that. Even stuff like the Scarface movies with Tony Montana. And of all the stuff that they brought in that game, only the stuff from that mission I was mentioning with the hotel, that stuff actually stuck with the series.
Okay. I do remember hearing that the first one was very clunky and awkward, almost like Gary's Mod-esque.
Pretty much,
told in some circles.
It kind of is in a way. Same with the animations and the voice acting and stuff like that. Because as good a voice actor as David Bateson is, though, I think they were still trying to find their voice with it, and it didn't quite have the same sort of dark, broody kind of feel as the other ones do. And it also led to one of the funnier moments of the series, which I was discussing, I think, behind the scenes earlier on, where there's in the third mission of the game where you're in Hong Kong trying to take out a triad leader, and you're trying to instigate a war between his triad and a rival triad, and the police step in to preserve the peace. You have to basically go in there and hide your guns in a restaurant bathroom when the meeting's taking place. And in order to do so, Mr. 47 goes to the bartender at the place. It's like, "Hello, sir. How can I help you?" He just goes, "I need to use the bathroom." It's just so awkwardly delivered, and it's become kind of a staple of the series ever since then.
Those swanky hotels having the big old gas station style bathroom key on a large board.
Something like that. And ever since then, it's been a running gag throughout the entire series.
I
Like,
need to use the bathroom.
hmm As a matter of fact, somebody took that line and just interspersed it over all of 47's dialogue in the entire game.
Now that's a mod. It's,
Pretty much. So he's like going up to a stripper in a club nearby, going like, "Hi, I'm Sandy. What can I do for you? I need to use the bathroom."
that's going to cost you extra.
And then returning a tribe to an idol, or returning an idol, sorry, to a native tribe in the middle of the Colombian rainforest. It's like, "Thank you for returning our idol. How can we repay the favor? I need to use the bathroom." It just keeps on going throughout the entire game.
Do
I'll
it
put your drink in-
downriver. That's all we ask.
Pretty much. "I'll put your drink on your bill, mister. I need to use the bathroom." But anyways, I digress. I apologize.
No. It sounds fun. I love it when the community gets together for a big inside joke like that. Reminds me of like the Elder Scrolls, like Randy Savage. Oh yeah, for the like roar you do, the
Oh,
Dovahkiin roar.
Someone actually put that over a Fusrota.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
perfect.
"Oh yeah, brother." I love it. I love it so
The communities of a game have a lot of originality. I always love to see like what kind of like things they can cook up.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
So when it
Nice.
comes to the games, Hitman, does he? I get confused because I've only seen one of the movies and I've seen like bits of the game. Does he work freelance or does he work for an organization or does it depend on the game?
Let's see. Well, in all the games thus far, he works for a group called the International Contract Agency, or the ICA. They're sort of a neutral organization that they don't take part in larger wars or get involved in politics. They basically sell their services to whoever pays the most, but their policy is to always remain neutral no matter what.
I see.
And so basically, if somebody's causing a major power struggle and somebody wants this wealthy criminal killed who's causing the trouble, they'll put out a hit on them, contract Mr. 47, he'll go and take care of it, basically.
Okay, so they're basically like an assassin's guild where everything has to kind of go through them, but they have their own rules and etiquette.
Exactly, yeah. And
Nice.
let's see. In point of fact, the mission in the hotel in Budapest I mentioned earlier was a story-wise, it was a key point in developing the ICA's expansion into an international audience. Because while they had done stuff during the Cold War and before then too, they let's see, the gist of it is that the reason that one guy brought a bomb into the hotel was to try and take out a UN peace conference going on there. And as 47's handler, Diana Burnwood, really like a British intelligence officer or something like that.
Yeah.
She was basically saying, preventing the assassination will make us popular with many nations and convene a new clientele for our business.
Oh, okay. So it's almost
So
like they were kind of like starting off too.
In
Or not
a
starting
sense.
off, but
Mhm.
I guess maybe like I don't know. It's hard to think. I guess with like the advancement of technology now, like getting like probably in the older days, you had to actually like find the guy that was in the alley, give him the paper with the picture. But nowadays, like it's like everything's on phones, everything's on laptops.
Something like that, yeah. They basically would get more, government contracts, better intelligence, and better ways to, find out who's causing trouble and dealing with what, so to speak.
I see. Okay, I like that's a neat aspect. It's almost like the all the stuff that's in like the background of the Keanu Reeves, John Wick movies, where it's like all this like mastery
Yes.
of assassin rules and lifestyle is just kind of like slightly below the surface of your everyday life.
Exactly, yes, with the Continental and the High Table Organization, that sort of thing. That was so cool.
Yes,
I
I
always love stuff
love
like
that
that.
kind of stuff. It's so
Hmm.
much fun, and it's like good to see him in like a modern day twist because Assassin's Creed always has the whole this is how assassins work in this time period and this time period, but it's still kind of just like the same.
Hmm.
But like I I always got mad that Assassin's Creed never had like the modern one that they were leading up to. It's like so close,
I
and then they
know, right?
decided to just do whatever with the series for like 10 years
Yeah, so close and yet so far.
so far.
Yeah, one
What
day
are
though, for sure, one day.
what are some of like the aspects of the Hitman games that you find like the most enjoyable?
I just love the entire like you said before, the whole the sort of clandestine society aspect of it. Like you're working for a larger organization to try and take down, the bigger evil doing the nastier stuff. Like you're trying to stop people who are too, well connected or above the law to be taken down in courts. So you're kind of doing it your own way, like sort of like bad guys doing good, as it were.
Hmm.
And in addition, also the flashy weapons, the gadgets, the just the exotic locales you can go to. One day you could be at a fashion show in Paris. Another day you could be at a in a suburban neighborhood trying to go infiltrate a birthday party, or something like that. It varies wildly, and same with all the different disguises, the goofy outfits, the different ways of taking your targets out, so to speak.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, it seems there's a lot of like steps to it, but one thing that always seems to be everyone's favorite is like just the breadth of like limitless possibility like in a stage where it's like there's not just one way to do a thing. It's you can
Exactly.
do a lot of things. Like you can go up to someone and just give them the little ada ada, and then what is the term like honeydew honey kiss the honey shop.
The honey trap approach, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine Mr. 47 in David Bateson's voice, just going, just was wearing a seductive like Miko outfit or whatever, and going, ada ada.
There.
That
Oh,
seemed deadpan
yeah. See,
monotone
nothing
voice.
but hearts in their eyes. They'll love it.
Can you imagine him doing that?
No, I probably can't, but still,
Oh my
he,
god.
the costume changes though. I think I remember seeing somewhere. It's like
Mhm.
like he's not like the Spy Family wears a different face kind of guy. He just puts on like costume stuff from around him and is able to sneak into like so many different things. So I always give the
Mhm.
kudos that like his like face shape doesn't like put off any signals from anyone.
Pretty much, yeah, because let's see, as the training says in the newer Hitman games in the World of Assassination trilogy, when Diana, who's training him, says like, "You stole his clothes," that's a first. But then again, people tend to see uniforms, not faces, so that's kind of a nice touch, though. Plus, Hitman just kind of he has that sort of face about him that kind of blends into the background, kind of like a government agent would, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's also not one you really want to stare at for too long because then he'll think it's like, oh, you never seen a bald person before? What? What, you want to fight about it? Do ya? And then the little kid's like, he's bald, mommy. And then,
And he starts going, "I'm bald. I chose to be bald. You're just bald."
Ada, I am bald. I need to use the bathroom.
Oh my god, I need to thank you for giving me an idea for my next Hitman.
Let's go.
Just have him just go ada next to somebody at a cosplay event or something.
Perfect.
Oh my
It
god.
all adds up.
I'm crediting you with it whenever I do that. I swear to God. Thank you so much for that.
Anytime. So what are like some of I know like the games have changed a lot from like the classic PC style ways. The World of Hitman, that's the one that had recently come out. Is it in 3 parts? Is it, if I remember?
That's right. Yes, it's in 3 parts for the World of Assassination trilogy, and let's see, and it's been quite a ride so far, though.
I've heard
Uh,
in some cases that they have like special events where like they have like an actor or like a character portraying like a role that is similar to what an actor has done.
Yes, yes. They had what's it called? The elusive targets. Yes.
Elusive targets, yeah. Tell me about some of those because those sound really interesting, but like no one ever really like goes into detail about them.
Oh, sure, no problem. From what I can recall, there were at least in the first installation there were 26 elusive targets, then 6 more, and then another
Whoa,
7.
26.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
That's
only like one or two or three, but like, oh wow.
there's a whole bunch of them. 2 of them in particular were based on actors, though. Let's see. In the first case, it was up to a vote between Gary Cole and Gary Busey, and Gary Busey won the vote there on that one.
I'd have to
So,
agree.
so the 7th elusive target was in fact Gary Busey, and the whole premise was absolutely absurd because for about a week or so you're assigned to find Gary Busey in Italy to try and take him out after he goes rogue after an advertisement shoot. Just runs off going, "You'll never find me! I have the power of invisibility!" It's just the most absurd premise of all time. It's like, this fiasco has cost the client millions, and they decided to terminate the relationship with the target permanently.
That's one way to do it.
Exactly. It's a bit of an escalation, but it is what it is at this point.
Hollywood, man, you don't want to fuck with them.
Pretty much, yeah. And as for the other one, it was a really cool throwback too, as far as like James Bond movies and whatnot, because the second elusive target was Sean Bean. It was he went on under a different name as they called him Mark Faba in that one.
Yeah,
because Mark is Sean Bean's middle name, and Faba is the Latin word for bean. So there we go.
That works.
And there was a running gag in that elusive target story where he was confirmed KIA 25 times and counting, but he never stayed dead because in every movie role he plays, he usually dies.
Oh, poor Sean Bean.
And
one day he'll come back to life and get to stay alive.
Exactly, yeah. As a matter of fact, in that same elusive target storyline, you take him out the first time, and they had a thing where it's like the Undying returns, and it shows Mark Faba back to life with an eye patch over where he was killed or whatever. He still wouldn't stay down even after 47 got him that time. It's
Let's
ridiculous.
Go. Okay, that's clever. I have to say that's pretty clever.
Absolutely, yeah. But there were some interesting ones too. They read up a rather elaborate storyline for each one too. But one of the trickier ones I'd seen was the case of the twins, where there are two brothers, Dylan and Gonzalez Narvaez, two brothers who run a tobacco operation in mainland China. They dress it in the same way, they act in the same way, same hairdo, same everything. Only the main target, Dylan, has a one-of-a-kind wristwatch to try and identify him with.
Ah.
And if you kill the wrong target, the contract's voided.
Boo.
So it's basically implied that his brother put the hit on Dylan.
That would make sense, actually. I was about to say, it's like, wait, no, I'm putting it together. The pieces all fall into place.
Precisely, yes. But it's a tricky one too, because they're in broad daylight. You're not sure where to hit them. You don't know whether you should use poison or whatever, because you're not sure if they're gonna do if the wrong one's gonna grab the bottle of wine or whatever and drink from it, or the wind goes the wrong way and moves your shot or whatever. I don't think it moves the shot at all, but essentially there are a number of variables that can screw it up for you unless you can get in close.
Yeah.
But at that point, though, my concern was getting the guy silently, hitting the right one, and just getting out of there alive.
Right. Once you get the jobs done, you got to go disappear. Jump
Pretty
into a
much.
pile of sweaters. No one can find you under a pile of sweaters. Physically proven safe.
I'm just trying to imagine him just diving into a pile of sweaters.
Eyes peeking out. It's like,
It appears to be safe for the moment. Then again, I need to use the bathroom. And then
the elusive targets, weren't they like you only had like so many chances to get them?
Pretty much, yeah. For the when they came out at first, you had one shot to get them and only about a week or so to do it.
Oof.
And if you messed it up, like, you could restart it, I think. But if you had already gotten in deep and gotten rid of the target, and then dipped out of there. And if you got killed in the escape there, it wouldn't count. So
Ah,
and if you messed it up that way, you would fail it, and it would void it there for that run pretty much until it was reactivated later or something like that. But up until
gotcha.
then, those were one-off deals.
Okay.
And
Crazy.
I'll say it was for each one you did though, you'd have you get different rewards like different new suits or outfits to play with if you did a certain number of them correctly or silently.
Nice.
And let's see, trying to think of some other interesting elusive ones too that were of note. I think the very first.
Besides the, I was gonna say, besides the elusive ones, are there
Yeah.
any other like regular missions? I guess that uh, you recall, and like in regards to their ingenuity and such.
Um, let's see. Again, to reference that one mission I was talking about earlier in Codename 47, Traditions of the Trade with the hotel. It was just a very clever idea because it encouraged you to think outside the box, and avoid using weapons except for like a couple things here and there, and finding stuff on site. But there was also a mission in the it was the final mission of the first World of Assassination trilogy, where you're inside of this exclusive hospital in Hokkaido, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to sorry, you have to procure everything on site there. You can't smuggle your weapons in. You can't aside from like getting a smuggling point here and there, there's no way to bring your own stuff in. You have to kind of make do with whatever's on hand.
Right.
On top of all that too, the facility is controlled by an artificial intelligence, so you have to get different disguises to open different areas of the hospital up to you. So you'd have to take a guard's outfit to get into the more sensitive areas. Otherwise, if you try to go there with your regular suit there, the doors would be locked shut, and you couldn't get around them unless you go a different way or something.
Gotcha. So a lot of the whole knockout, go into the closet, switcheroo.
Something like that, yeah. You can even engineer distractions like fixing a toilet's like a auto clean system to distract somebody nearby with like spraying water out of it or whatever to draw somebody to try and shut it off and fix it. Then you just kind of like grab him, take his clothes, and move him into the closet, and then just move on like nothing ever happened.
Like just whistling about, swinging the keys around on a finger.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
What else was there? Let's see. Another difficult mission from that game too, in terms of ingenuity, was when you're infiltrating this big militia camp in Colorado, and
Oh my god.
right off the bat, there's like over 200 armed guards in that place,
Yeah.
and if you get spotted, you're going to get lit up pretty badly. So again, you have to try and sneak around there, find a disguise on site, and take whatever you can with you to try and go after 4 targets in this mission.
I was gonna say already. You're talking about like a militia rally in Colorado. He's not gonna fit in no matter what outfit he puts on.
Pretty much, exactly. It's like you're better off disguising yourself as a clown and just canning your way across the compound grounds. Which is actually kind of funny because you actually can disguise yourself as a clown if you unlock the disguise. There's like different legacy or casual outfits you can unlock, like an Italian suit or a cowboy outfit.
Cowboy outfit.
And whenever I do the cowboy outfit, I try to do like a Foghorn Leghorn impression with it.
Well, I
It's like,
never.
it's like I say hello there. I say hello. I say, now, boy, you better be watching yourself over there with that guarded area. I say, try to get in there with that disguise. That's not going to work there, boy. Pay attention when I'm talking to you, son.
I'd say one of my favorite new memes of the year has been Foghorn Leghorn talking to anime characters describing their problem.
Exactly. Exactly, with Light Yagami in particular. You wanted an L so bad? Well, you're taking one now, boy. Classic, total classic.
Let's go. Yes.
But what else as far as ingenuity goes? trying to recall from some of the older games too. There was it was in Hitman Blood Money, I think, where you're going to I think it's where they introduced the concept of variety for taking out a particular target.
Yeah.
Where you're going to into a residential neighborhood at at this one guy in the witness protection program. It's his he's holding a party at his house, and he's got the FBI watching everywhere. There's you can go in as one of the FBI guys. You can disguise yourself as the caterer. You can go in as a garbage man and just start sabotaging stuff there. And there's also where the clown disguise came from. So you can go as a clown and maneuver around the house and do stuff with it.
Okay.
And but that was just a lot of fun because there's just so many ways you can do it. Or and then just get in there, do the job, and just get out pretty much. And that's what I kind of love too with this variety in missions.
You see a clown running through the backyards being chased by dogs. Oh, hold on one sec.
Also in Blood Money with the Paris Opera mission, where you your goal is to go after an opera tenor and and his friend who's an ambassador to the Vatican. These guys are like sickos doing some nasty stuff behind the scenes.
You already said the word Vatican, so I can already tell.
Yes, yes, pretty much. It does go there, unfortunately. But the gist of it is, though, they're rehearsing a particular play, an opera called Tosca, where in the third act of the show, the tenor faces a firing squad, and let's see, the agency gives you a ticket to a specific coat in the coat room. You can give it to the coat check guy there. He'll give you the jacket, and you can you pull out a real World War I pistol and put it in your uniform.
Oh.
And then you can go behind the scenes there and switch out the prop pistol for the real one, and have the actor on stage take your target out instead.
Neat.
And then it starts freaking out. It's like, oh my god, I didn't mean to. What's going on?
Alex Baldwin going there, but
oh god.
Damn. Yeah, no, like you said, there's only like one of the ways you can make it happen. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds great. Whoever thought of the series, I have to say, that is just a neat premise overall. That I'm glad that before Eidos got sold, they were able to get those 3 games out into people's hands. Because holy
Absolutely.
crap! Have you seen the movies?
I haven't seen the one with Timothy Olyphant. I did see the Rupert Friend version though.
Which one's Agent 47 Hitman?
Let's see. In the movie, the actor playing them, you mean, or?
Yeah.
Let's see. In the movies, Timothy Olyphant played a hitman in the Mr. 47 in the first movie, and then Rupert Friend played him in the second movie.
Yes. Okay. So the one I've seen is the one with Rupert Friend. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was an interesting movie though.
I liked the premise of it, where it's like you're seeing the movie play out from someone being chased by the hitman, Agent 47. I wish they had kept going with that a bit longer in the movie.
Exactly, yeah. And I think it was that the girl who was going after was also an assassin of some sorts too, or had the abilities of him, or something like that.
Yeah, raised in the same facility, so has all the heightened senses and kind of knows the precognition to kind of keep an eye out for certain things.
Exactly, yeah. I don't recall too much of the movie, unfortunately, but I did enjoy the action sequences though. And it was just a long time ago when I last saw that one.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that one came out almost 10 years ago, and the one before that even longer. It's so weird. The movies come out, and it's people forget about them so fast. You never hear anyone talk about that when people say video game movies. They think of the Mario movie or Street Fighter movie or Mortal Kombat movie. But they don't think about the Hitman movies. And there were 2 of them.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch them again at some point too, because I did see the sequence where Timothy Olyphant as Mr. 47 takes out those Russian special ops troopers in the hotel. That was pretty cool to watch.
If I recall, I think he had a lot more of the face shape and look of 47.
Hmm.
than Rupert Friend did. But Rupert Friend still did a great job. But
Absolutely, yeah, it definitely conveyed the overall like emotionlessness of him too.
yes.
But I'm sorry I don't have more to go on with the movies, unfortunately, because it
No,
was
it's all
just such
right.
a long
It was
time
a long
ago.
time ago, and who knows how to watch. Well, okay, you can watch Agent 47 on HBO Max if you have that. But
Yeah, for
I
sure.
wouldn't even know like where the other one is being played if you play it. It makes me so mad how like streaming has deterred like some media from being able to be like watched. It's like, oh no,
Ugh.
it's not
I,
on any service right now, so you can't watch it. It's like, well, damn
I,
it,
I, I know,
what
I
do I
know,
do?
right? It's
I
I mean,
guess I
keep.
have to go put on a costume and go raid like Universal Studios for get a copy of the movie or something like that.
Yeah, just go into the studios there as Mr. 47 and just start, retrieve it from the vault.
Yep, just grab this key card, put on this hat, switch these shoes,
Let's see.
make a day of it.
Pretty much, yeah. Um, let's see. There is one that I do remember from a while back too, where did you ever see that one web video of like where Mr. 47 infiltrates like a porno shoot or something like that?
Yes. Oh man, I almost forgot all about that.
That was so well done. I think it was actually one of the stunt doubles from that movie, as a matter of fact.
I was very surprised I didn't actually like lead into like an actual like official project because
Hmm.
it had the same kind of quality as like the Deadpool teaser.
Absolutely, yeah. They went all out with that one too, and they just the whole premise of it too. It's like sneaking in there, taking out the head of the studio, and then just like getting involved in a shootout with the rest of the security force afterwards. But they just pulled it off like an absolute boss too. With the like he disguises himself as the studio head to try and avoid detection, and he just looks at him funny. He picks up the phone, just like holds it to his face. It's like, yeah, it's me. Even though he had hair beforehand too.
Surprise.
um, let's see. But yes, aside from all that though, I wonder if they'll make another movie or something like that with you know, but if it actually followed the source material a bit closer, so to speak.
I was gonna ask, were there ever any kind of like comics or books? I never actually like went to look.
They wrote a
Uh,
couple of books actually, and I didn't read any of them, but they also had a comic too, like called Birth of the Hitman, which
oh
delves
yeah,
more in
yeah.
it delves more into the history of Mr. 47 during the events of World of Assassination, I think, and prior to it.
Okay, yeah, that one's only about 5 years old, so that one's actually a lot more recent too than some of the other stuff.
Exactly, yeah. But let's see. But as for Mr. 47's history, though, I do know a bit about that, if it helps any,
So
to, to,
I
to
I
to
know
compensate for the lack
there's
of the
like
movie.
the facility, right? He was like trained to be assassin for the whole bunch of assassins, and then
Something like that, yeah.
he I don't know. Is there like a breakout? Is there like does the lab catch fire?
It's a bit murky, so to speak. But what I do know is that the main story from Codename 47 onwards to the present storyline was that I think way back in the 1960s or so, there were five criminals. Let's see, but the head of the organization was run by a guy named Dr. Otto Wolfgang Ortmeyer, who was a German geneticist who wanted to try and make the ultimate soldier. And so
Man,
he
the Cold
used.
War sucked. It's just,
Tell me about it.
if you weren't trying to make a super soldier, you weren't getting any government money.
Pretty much, yeah. Um, so basically, Ortmeyer went and set up a facility under the guise of a mental hospital in Romania, and he used genes from himself as well as his four criminal friends, and they all served together in the French Foreign Legion back in the 50s. So
Gotcha.
let's see. So the gist of it was they were going to basically create the ultimate soldiers, and then once the initial versions would be ready, they would be used to help support their operations across the world. So they were going to be more of him, so to speak.
Yeah, basically, buy a dozen super soldiers, get one for free, kind of thing.
Exactly. Plus, he also even if the experiments didn't go right the first couple of times, though, let's see, Ortmeyer would still give his buddies like donor organs keep them alive longer as part of the payment plan.
Gotcha. Ah, that sucks. But that does make sense though. They have
Hmm.
experimented with rats, and it's like if you give them young blood, they'll live longer.
Precisely, yeah. And let's see. Ultimately, though, Mr. 47 was one of many of his kind, so to speak. There were other quote unquote brothers in his clone family, so to speak. And eventually, though, Ortmeyer had seen his potential there, trained him and the others further there, and 47 was eventually let out of the facility in a test of his skill, and then he went to work for the International Contract Agency.
Okay. So it's
And
not even
then,
like it's not even that like the facility blew up and he just kind of like woke up in front of like Diane's like apartment and she was like, "Hey, I've got work for you." More of like, no, this is how it happened. We made a whole bunch of them. They're out in the world. Call that a successful job, everyone. All right, high five.
pretty much, yeah. Although what ended up happening over the course of Codename 47 was that over the course of the game, Ortmeyer and his buddies were falling out, and let's see, under the guise of several assumed names, Ortmeyer contracts 47 to kill his former associates
Oh snap! Oh snap!
because
Yeah,
they
that would
wanted
do it.
yeah they wanted their money and they wanted their new soldiers, and Ortmeyer wasn't having any of it. So and his final step was to bring 47 back home to the asylum for what's it called, like reprogramming, so to speak.
Yep.
But ultimately, though, 47 fought his way through the facility and defeated several of his new clone brothers, the Mr. 48s. A sort
Oh,
of
there was a 48 in that movie.
mm-hmm. That's right, yeah, toward the end of the Rupert Friend edition. And ultimately, at the end of it, though, 47 killed Ortmeyer. Let's see, ransacked the facility and then escaped before the remaining SWAT team could find him.
Yeah, so he's the one that blew up. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
Pretty much, yeah.
If he's not escaping because of the fire, then he's got to make the fire himself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Neat. I like that. Have you ever played some of the spin-offs like Hitman Go?
I can't say I have actually. Unfortunately, I wasn't really
I don't know if
the
it's
best
on
at the
mobile
mobile games.
anymore. But it was a neat little like grid-based one. It very much reminded me of like Metal Gear Acid, except
Hmm.
not as much like you build the deck. It's just you have all the different options you can do, but you're just doing it like in a grid.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I never did touch that one, unfortunately, though.
It was my favorite of the three. There was the Tomb Raider Go, the Deus Ex Go, and then the Hitman Go. And the Hitman Go was the most enjoyable, I say.
Gotcha. If I can find it, I'll be sure to give it a try.
It's hard to tell. Mobile game preservation is so bad nowadays.
Yeah, tell me about
I
it.
wonder if they put it on the Xbox 360 or PS3. Although if they put it on the 360, that store's about to go down. So it'll be lost forever. Except for
Yeah,
the people
get
that
them.
use the online source known as Walmart. Um,
Exactly. Get them while you can, folks. Preserve the legacy. Let's see. Create the archives.
hopefully we'll be all covered there.
I sure hope so. Yeah.
So what's your favorite like game like of the series? Like, or do you have a favorite or?
There are a couple that I thoroughly enjoyed. Each in their own ways. Let's see. The first one I played at length though was Hitman Contracts, and it's by far the darkest of the series in terms of like atmosphere and storytelling. Because you remember that mission in Paris I was telling you about with the Opera House?
Yes.
Because Hitman Contracts takes place right after that mission does, even though that mission would take place until the next game in the series. But it shows 47 staggering back to his hotel room. He got shot by a police officer who spotted him.
Oh no.
So he's basically limping his way back to his hotel room and just kind of zoning into and out of consciousness, recalling past assassination operations he did. And
Just like the Witcher books.
something like that, yeah. Where in this case, in every single mission except for the one in Russia, it's raining, it's very dark outside. He's let's see, details are kind of muddled at times, but it does such a good job, conveying that atmosphere.
Gotcha.
And I think there were two missions in that game that I enjoyed the most though. One was the Meat Kings party, where you infiltrate a slaughterhouse in Romania, where the main target's this huge, morbidly obese Scotsman. Let's see, insert fat bastard jokes here from Austin Power.
It in my belly.
Exactly, or Jabba the Scotsman, if you want to call him that, whichever you prefer.
Apt.
Let's see. So basically, your goal is to take this guy out after a case against him got thrown out of court for a kidnapping case or something like that, and just a very brooding atmosphere though. Like people are partying in a slaughterhouse to celebrate the courtroom victory, like smoking opium, and the guy's having whole roast chickens brought to him to eat. So you can disguise yourself as
bring it by. He's got like a kebab instead of like pieces of chicken. It's just like one stick with like 3 rotisserie chickens on it.
Pretty much, yeah. Ah, you lovely, lovely bird. And let's see. There was also one where you infiltrate a hunting manor in England, where your goal is to rescue your client's son, who's been kidnapped by an aristocratic family of hunters. And they're
they gonna hunt the kid? Like, why? No, don't hunt the kid. Kids are terrible prey. They get scared so easy.
Yeah, they're because that whole family were like sadistic sociopaths who hunted people for sport. And so, but fortunately, the kid was a good runner, so he was able to like book it out of there when you rescue him.
That's good. Save the kid.
Absolutely, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. And let's see, Hitman Blood Money by far was my favorite as far as the ones before World of Assassination, because again, just the whole aspect of like going from place to place, and it had this mechanic that got me going every single time I did stuff. You can headbutt enemies in the game.
Yo, let's do it.
And it just makes this sort of like crunching sound whenever it does that. It just sounds so ridiculous in context too. But I was watching somebody play that game one night where he's like infiltrating this redneck hillbilly wedding or whatever, and there's some guys getting into a fist fight outside, and he randomly just started headbutting them and running around in circles around them.
Yeah, let's do it.
That was what got me into that game, just watching that scene. And I never looked back ever since then. It's so good. But just the fact that you can do that like over and over with folks or whatever makes it so funny to play at times.
It works. Instead of knees, headbutts. The heads. If you headbutt a person right, you can do some damage.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you basically go from person to person, and the thing is that instead of like following up with like a 1-2 punch or whatever, it just keeps going and going between them. Your heads are like rocks.
Big Boss taught me the critical points of CQC. Headbutt.
Oh my goodness. Let's see, but yeah, even the plot of Hitman Blood Money was pretty good too. It takes place from the perspective of a guy who was giving an interview to a reporter about Mr. 47's activities over the years or whatever. And as it turns out, though, I think he's the main villain of the game, though, the entire time.
Oh no! A twist! A twisty twist!
Pretty much, yeah. Spoilers for anybody listening. I know I'm a bit too late, so whoopsie daisy.
Don't worry, it was a 1994 game. I think we're okay. Maybe.
But,
I don't know.
I think it was 2004, I think, or so, but whatever. It's okay.
That's what I meant.
No worries.
Time is a flat circle.
Exactly. But all in all, though, when it comes to the Hitman games nowadays, though, I can play virtually everything in the World of Assassination trilogy and never get bored of it.
Yeah, I've heard it's a game that keeps on giving, and especially the... I remember when I heard the second one, it rolled all the missions from the first one in case like people didn't play the first one. It's like, oh, by the way, here's a whole breadth of content of another game, and then another one came out, and then you're like, another one, and then you're just like, wait, what? You could do that?
Yep. And they did the same thing with Hitman 2 for those who didn't. If you can play like if you get Hitman 3, you could actually get Hitman 1 and 2 for that one too from the World of Assassination trilogy. So it worked out either way though, which is awesome.
It's so smart. That's such good design. Like, especially
Hmm.
for just people to get like the most out of it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the biggest weakness though of a World of Assassination with the first installment with the first 6 missions is that they released them over the over like the course of months or so in episodic fashion, and
Yeah, I remember hearing
it kind
about that.
it kind of turned a lot of people off of that. And needless to say, when Hitman 2 came out, they said, no, we're going to give you the full game at once. Don't worry. So they listened. Don't worry.
That's good. I hear there's always like the drawback and the benefit. It's like every executive is like, we want to keep them coming back, but the answer is like, but we also want to make sure that we get them to come back.
Precisely. And I think what they were trying to go for was you could go to certain parts of the mission in Paris, try it one way, try it another way, and they had a ton of different mission stories that had varying results. But either way, they would guarantee a kill in one way if you followed them correctly. And but there's just so many ways you can do it too. Like I love how they made it into more of a sandbox game too, which is so much fun.
Yeah, that was the sniper mini game that came out, I think, before the first one or before Absolution. I forget exactly, but it had like all these different ways you could take out the guards, and then eventually the actual like target. It's like, oh,
Absolutely,
let's
yeah.
shoot the elevator, get the guy in there. One guy's off the ledge, one guy's like at the top, where no one else is, just sunbathing, and it's like, okay, now what do I do? I'm just gonna shoot the swimming pool that is just suspended on the balcony, right on through. It's like, all right.
Pretty much, yeah. In fact, you know what's kind of funny actually? I think that glass bottom swimming pool was a throwback to one of the missions in Blood Money, where you're going to a Christmas party of sorts at a sort of like a parody of Hugh Hefner or whatever at a big house
Yeah.
in Colorado, and one of your targets is in the jacuzzi with a bunch of other folks or whatever, and you can just shoot the bottom of it out there and just have him like fall 90 stories to his death or something.
It's like, why would you design your tub like this? This sounds so dangerous.
I know, right? Like, I guess some folks want to live, like dangerously or whatever, but no, thank you. If it's a glass bottom pool on a freezing cold night with hot water in there, that could probably weaken the structure of it. And if
Oh,
something
I
hits
didn't
that
think
thing,
about that.
ugh, no, thank you.
A bunch of birds run into it.
Oh God, I prefer to remain on good old terra firma. Thank you.
I would like a lot of level ground beneath my feet. Okay,
Yeah,
good
yes,
night.
yes, exactly, exactly. Um, let's see. There was also a level in I think in it takes place in Thailand at this big swanky hotel where you're going after a guy who is the lead singer of a rock group and his lawyer, I think, or whatever.
Mhm.
And the gist of it is that this guy went and killed his girlfriend during an argument or whatever and got away
Oh
with
no!
it thanks to the lawyer or something. So your goal is to take him out on her family's behalf or something.
If they got the money.
Precisely, yeah. And it's kind of funny because the guy is supposed to be like a caricature of Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh jeez.
And there's just so many ways you can go and take him out too, because the mission's called Club 27, and it's his 27th birthday in the mission. The age when rock stars die.
Oh yeah.
Folks like Jimi Hendrix, let's see, Amy Winehouse, etc., and so on. And
That doesn't seem to be a cursed number.
I'll say it was, but there's a bit though where you can actually like just smother him in his own birthday cake and just take him out that way.
Just like that gypsy warned me.
Pretty much. It's just like a whole bunch of ways you can do it too. You can disguise yourself as a drummer who's auditioning for his band or whatever, and 47 actually plays the drums like a boss, just without even like batting
That's
an
what I
eyelash.
wanted to hear. I want to hear that he's actually like really good at it.
Like, he does a very good job at playing the drums too. You just see him like going from one bit to another, like in a full-on drum solo, and he just has the same unblinking expression on his face the whole time.
He's got that drummer look. It's like, hey, I know I'm probably gonna get laid last, but I'm gonna be like keeping eye contact until it happens.
Pretty much. But Let's see. No, Joe. The drummers do get laid very frequently, though, for what it's worth.
Yes, it's a hard job. They get
Absolutely,
recognized.
you gotta have the strength for it too.
Oh, I would get exhausted after one song. I could not keep up.
I feel you there. I feel you there.
What are maybe some things you'd like to see with the series going forward? I know a lot of the studios that got bought out by Endeavor. It's a little murky right now if they'll get like anything new coming out soon. But like if like a new Hitman did come out, what are maybe some things you'd like to see come out of it?
Oh, I would love to see like a continuation of where the World of Assassination trilogy leads off, like the like say some survivors of this villainous faction returned and were seeking revenge, trying to build up their own criminal empire, this, that, or the other. I'd love to see something like that, and 47 is assigned once again to take them all down again.
Gotcha. So have like a cartel or a cadre, like a list of like these are the generals, these are the lieutenants, this is the top dog, and kind of like work your way up.
Something like that, yeah. I think they have a mode like that actually in freelancer mode in the new Hitman game. I'd love to see like a continuation of that sort of thing, where only in this case, instead of just them causing trouble for their own profit, like they're actually gunning for 47 now.
Oh.
Sort of like
yeah, so they're looking for you in some cases instead of just you avoiding everyone. You have to avoid people looking for you.
Exactly, and that actually has happened in a couple missions in the series too. Like there were at least 2 missions in Hitman Blood Money where there were assassins trying to target you. There was also a couple in Hitman Absolution where you're being attacked by an all-female squad called the Saints.
I love it.
And in the third part of World of Assassination rather, there's a mission called Apex Predator where you're being hunted by 10 rogue agents trying to hunt you down and take you out.
Oh,
and you gotta try and blend into a nightclub scene and take them out. Kind of like think the Red Circle Club from John Wick.
Yes, I was about to say it sounds a bit similar to that.
Exactly. Only you're trying to do it stealthy, like
Nice. Man, that would be cool. I do hope that the series does get to like keep existing. I know the departure from Eidos has like left a lot of those things up in the air, but if I recall, I think the Tomb Raider Classic Trilogy HD at least is a sign that the older games are still being remembered as viable to like repackage and resell. So,
oh yeah,
even if it takes a bit till we get a new one, maybe it'd be good to see like some of those classics come back.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd be looking forward to that very much.
HD Blood Money, let's go.
Hell yeah, I want to see a remake of that thing with the headbutting mechanics again.
Yeah, it's not a bug, it's a feature. So I don't know what to tell you.
Pretty much, yeah.
See, at this point, we will go ahead. At this point, we'll go ahead and take any questions from the audience. Audience, if you have a question for me or Sirius, feel free to drop them in the chat below.
Yes, please ask away. Don't be shy. I don't bite much.
You burn. I'm a burner, not a biter.
they make a new version of me into a cell phone, the burner phone.
Oh, I love it. I always feel like really like silly when it comes to those burner phones because they just pop it open, call one person, and throw it away. I'm like, oh, that's so bad for the environment. At least if you're in Japan,
really
they have phone recycling stations you can just drop your phone into.
Absolutely, yeah. Can you imagine if somebody actually like made their burner contact call at a recycling station, and then just like put it that way, and like no one even thought another word of it.
All right, here's the bag full of phones that were deposited today. Good luck.
You just gotta sift through all that broken plastic and just find the fingerprints there or whatever to try and like piece the guy's clues together or whatever.
That's when you want that Batman vision on there. You're like, the target had Cheetos. I had to look for the one covered in cheese prints.
Oh God, ugh, that's a nightmare and a half right there.
I know, right? Like, why do you touch your phone full of cheesy fingers? You have to use that thing for more than a day, normally.
Precisely. Oh my goodness me!
Looking by Cheez-Its.
But
the smell of a gamer.
Oh God.
Hitman, we need you to infiltrate the Smash tournament to find your target.
You just use the GameCube controller as like a fiber wire to like, strangle him by the neck or something.
Yeah. No, he brought his
This got
wavebird.
dark.
Ah, this guy's a pro.
It's not gonna stop me. Just grab the controller, just put it up against his neck, and use it that way. It's like I will find a way to get you.
1v1 me, bro. Final destination, no items.
and just losing just like makes such a shot that he has a heart attack and passes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hitman's just really good at Smash.
Which is kind of funny too, because there are some like Easter eggs or other functions you can do in the game, where I think it's in that one mission in Japan where if you have a ninja costume on, there's someone playing DDR in the basement of the hospital, and if you go in there as the ninja, you can do like a perfect run in DDR with the ninja outfit. As
Let's
47.
go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's game design. Whenever you know how to have fun like that, that's game design.
Precisely. And by the same token too, if you go into the hospital in Mr. 47's regular like black suit with a red tie, and you go to the if you go to one of the toilets in the bathroom nearby, you have an option that says request permission. And you do that, it just stands in front of it and goes, "I need to use the bathroom." It looked like the perfect throwback right there from the beginning of the series.
It all comes around. It's like poetry.
Exactly. It's so ingrained in the series though that that David Bateson, who voices Mr. 47, was being interviewed one time. I think it was before 2020 or so, and he was taking questions from the crowd, and they were asking about the voiceover process and if there were any particular parts that he enjoyed in the series, like voicing. And he says, well, there's one line in particular that I think I'm sneaking suspicion. I think I know what you're thinking of. And he says, "I need to use the bathroom," and the whole audience just burst into applause right there. And he just like, he's just like, why is that? He's like, is Hitman incontinent?
No, you have to ask for that big key connected to the board everywhere he goes.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's basically like trying to use the bathroom in Atlanta. It's like, all right, here's the key attached to the board. Here's the code on your receipt. Here's every place he goes is just super swanky, and they have all these rules.
Or if it's out in the middle of the stick, they just give you a shovel in the middle of the wilderness. He says, "Here you go.
Good luck."
It's like walk about 40 paces that way and just start digging. And then he just buries the guy in the hole as well too.
Dead and defecated. That's the name of the mission.
Yeah, deadfication.
Oh man,
Oh,
I
God,
love it.
This entire interview is devolved into toilet humor, I think, right now.
That's all right. It still holds up. It still takes water.
Yes, exactly.
It's still good. It's still good.
just don't drink out of it, please.
Hey, you should never drink the water when you travel. Never ever.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the honest to God truth.
All right. Well, we are about at the end. So, Sirius, go ahead, plug what you got going on. Tell the audience what you doing, what you playing.
Well, tomorrow night we're going to be doing our Viewer's Choice Night once again. And let's see here. Friday I'm going to be doing... Let me see here. Lost my schedule, as a matter of fact. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Way to go for the plug there. I'll be doing a collab with my friend Richter. We're doing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh, that's so fun to do with two people.
So good. I love that game so much. And then on Saturday, I'm doing a podcast with my friend Orion Boo on his show V Chatter.
Ooh.
And it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good. All right. As for this channel here, let's see. I also forgot what I was doing for the week, so just give me 1 second. Well, I also put up my calendar.
Sure, take your time. No worries.
Let's see. All right, we've got Gundam SD Cross Rays and Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow, so feel free to stop in and look for those.
Oh, nice choices, man.
Thank you. And then next week we'll be doing a donathon to help fund toward a new computer. So everyone stop in for that. But the main thing I'm going to be announcing here today is that next month we are going to be doing our annual Yo You Like Charity stream event. It is where I have a bunch of guests on to stream some of their favorite games, and it all goes to a good cause. This is going to the National Plasma Clinic. What is their actual name? I've got it in the back of my head, but it's probably gonna be faster if I just look it up here.
Take your time, no worries.
Let's see, sign in.
Yeah, let me know when that's going on too. I'd love to take part in that as well.
I would love to have you on. Basically, what it is we'll have guests that will be anywhere from like an hour to 3 hours. And they get to pick a game, they get to show it off, and then the whole time we'll just be raising money for charity. That will be on the week of July 24th, I believe. And let's see.
Awesome, I will pencil it in.
The Immune Deficiency Foundation. So that'll be Yo You Like Charity, the Live and Learn Marathon.
Awesome.
So follow me on Twitter if you for more info for that. But we've got a whole bunch of guests already lined up. We've got Alar and Mistress Doom. We've got some of the people coming in from last year, such as Suj Pooj, Hikaru. Yeah, just a whole bunch of people coming in. So it should be a fun ass time.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Sirius, thank you so much for coming on to the show. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to have a good talk about a good game and share it with everyone.
Anytime, Zarataro. Thank you for having me, too. It was nice meeting you again, too.
Yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of the day. We're going to bounce, but y'all have a good rest of the week, and we take care. Bye, Q!
Good night.